Okay, so I'm gonna need you to listen to this beat very, very carefully, okay? Then we'll circle back around and talk about it. But for now, I need you to listen to it very carefully and see if you notice anything, okay? Here we go. Okay, so what do we have here? We have a really cool, laid back, chill little vibe, little beat. The drums are knocking. The sample sounds really good as the vibe is chill. And it was a trick question. Okay, so here's the thing. There's nothing actually wrong with it. However, it's lacking just a little bit. If you listen to it, it's the same exact chops. It's literally the same exact chops. And granted, it's only playing for like 15, 20 seconds here. But if you play this beat for like a minute, 2, 3 minutes, over time it's going to get really, really, really stale. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to make this beat even more interesting without altering the sample progression, the original sample chops at all. Okay. I'm just going to show you a couple little tricks, a couple little things you can do to spice up your beat, even when it's playing the same exact chops, but to make it sound different. You understand what I'm saying? So strap on in. You already know who it is. It's your boy J. DeAndre. What's up, homie? I hope you're ready to get straight into it. Let's go. Okay, so once again, this is the beat that we're working with. We got a really simple drum progression. I got some hi-hats, a nice little snare, a thumpy kick, and then I have the sample. Okay, right. Like I said, it sounds good, but if I'm listening to this for a while, it's gonna get really old. But I really like that chop, you know what I mean? And I feel like that chop can really ride the whole beat, but it's just getting a little stale. So let me show you a couple ways we can spice this up. Okay, so for the first version, what I did here is I added a little bit of texture. And so with the texture, all I did was add a little bit of vinyl noise. And you'd be surprised what just adding some like rain sounds or vinyl noise would do to your beat. It just gives it a nice little texture. It's honestly just a little unnoticeable to the ear, but you feel it. Here we go. You should be able to just hear like that little, just that little tinny sound. Gives it that vintage vibe. But you see what I'm saying? Like just by adding that little vinyl record, the little hiss or whatever, it just adds a little texture to the beat. You know what I mean? It just gives it a little more, a little more je ne sais quoi. Okay. Now, after that, what I did is I made another one, and this time I obviously kept the vinyl sound, but I added some ambiance. So another cool thing I like to do, I like to get in like real world sounds. Sometimes you can do Foley, but this I chose to do like something real. And so I got this sample of like city streets and like cars. So you can hear like the cars going, you can hear people walking, you can hear like just like the wind rustling just a little bit. And what it does, it kind of just gives an atmosphere and almost gives context to the beat. And it kind of puts you there. It gives it a sense of space. You see what I'm saying? So this is what it sounds like. Alright, so we're literally 2 sounds in, and already we got a whole kind of different feeling to the beat already, you know what I mean, just from the beginning. So another tip that I like to do, I love to use ear candy. And so this can be a lot of different things, from like sound effects to extra chops to instruments or whatever. But in this one, I chose to use some sound effects, and so I got these cool little laser sounds, cooler transitions. You go into your packs, I'm sure you have some type of S effect somewhere. I threw a little delay, a little reverb just to give it a little more space, and this is what it sounds like. already I'm starting to fall into the beat. You know what I mean? Like it's alright. Like okay, I can like sit here and just literally rock out to this beat. But those synths, those lasers, like add that cool little bubbly feel. You know what I mean? And again, it's all adding texture and ambiance to your beat. It's just kind of like tickling your brain. That's what ear candy does, and just like it feels like bubbles on your brain, and it feels really good. You know what I mean? But it breaks up the monotony just a little bit. You know, be wary. Don't use them every single step. You know what I mean? But throw them in and out, in and like in, but put them here and there. You know what I mean? Just adding a little bit of je ne sais quoi, just everywhere. You know. Okay, so we're getting close to the end here. Another way that I like to break up the monotony. This one's gonna be a little different because it's not addition in the normal sense, but it's actually addition by subtraction. And so we're talking about dropouts. And so in this beat, I decided to cut the drums. I decided to cut the sample out at certain places in certain areas of the beat. It kind of adds to the pocket of the beat and the drums. And it just gives it a whole different little vibe. And like I said, it breaks some monotony. So here we go. That's how it sounds. But you see what I'm saying? Like just kind of finding those little pockets where you can drop the audio. It just gives it a certain little bounce. You know what I mean? But silence is an instrument. Silence is an instrument, so don't forget to use it. You know, here and there, I promise it'll really transform and change your beats like crazy. All right, here we go. I think this is the last one. Okay, so this is the last one. And on the last one, I actually chose to do two separate things, okay? So here are, this is almost pretty much all the effects together we have. We have the texture with the vinyl. We have some ambiance with like the street sounds. We have the little sound effects, the little lasers, the bleep bloops. We have the dropouts. And also what I decided to do here, I decided to change the drums up in just a couple places. So all I did was really add ghost notes. And so if you don't know, ghost notes are where you lower the velocity on, say like a kick drum, it could be a snare, it could be whatever. You lower the velocity on one of your drums. That way it just kind of gives it like a little, when it hits, you feel it. You don't necessarily hear it as strong, but you feel it, and it adds to the overall balance. I'll just show you what it sounds like. But here I also added this cool little triplet kick. Just something to break it up a little bit, you know what I mean? And I promise you, this could be like one or two little drum sounds you change, or little pieces you change. And literally changing two little sections will make everything sound completely different. But anyway, so other than the drums, also what I did here was, now this is kind of a fun one. But I took the sample, right? And I took Serato's where I got the sample, and I cloned it. And this time I put it into the mixer, and then I got all new different chops. I know this is kind of like breaking the rules. This is kind of contradicting what I was saying earlier, but it's not really. So I broke the chops up and got some different chops, and then I put this phone filter on here. So this way it sounds completely different. I threw a little delay on there, and that way now this is what it sounds like. Listen. You know what I'm saying? So it sounds kind of spacey, kind of echoey. And what I did was I kind of played that, and I layered it on top of the original sample progression in certain spots just to fill it out and give it a little more texture. So this is what it sounds like now. I'm saying? It just gives it just a little more texture, and it just adds just, but it's the same OG sample progression, sample chops. It's all the same. And the real fun part is how you arrange the beat, because then you can mess around and be like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna do this, and boom, I'm gonna take it out here, right? So that way it sounds like this is the, like, say like this is the first part of the beat, right? And you're vibing. And then the second part, we bring in that other sample chop, but just as the ear candy. Then it gives it a kind of like a different kind of vibe, and it's like, it sounds like you completely changed everything, but really like adding those subtle changes changes the whole beat, I'm telling you. And you can take things out and put things in. I can even take the hi-hats out right here. So it's just like, see what I'm saying? Now, just in case you forgot, this is what the OG sounded like. Just in case you forgot, this is what the OG sounded like. It doesn't sound bad. It still sounds good, but it's just missing a little something, you know? Like I said, and that's when you add just the little extras, man. You understand? You feel the texture? You know what I mean? But it's the same exact progression, the same chops. It's pretty much really the same drum progression with just a few changes, you know what I mean? But those little changes make the biggest difference. Yeah. Okay. Yo, this is what I mean. Like, it's literally so simple. It's literally so simple. Like, it's simple. You know what I mean? It's little simple little tricks and little tips that would change your beats. And that's really it. I made this beat literally real quick. It was really just for the demonstration, but I just want to show you how, like, taking it through the different stages of just adding little stuff here and there, literally layering on top of the beat, and you just get a whole completely different sound, and all with the same chops, all with the same progression. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you dug the video, homie. Thank you for tuning in, especially for getting this far. If you're still here, I love you very much. And if you're not, I still love you, because my love is unconditional. But if you have not yet, please join the homies in them Discord. It should be right up here or right down there somewhere, somewhere. But again, like I said, we're a bunch of cool people here. We're just making beats, we're showing off beats, we're showing good music, we're sending good vibes, we're chatting, wrapping it up, just having a good time. And I got a new sample challenge that should be coming here in the next week or two. So that's gonna be really fun. So, like I said, I go live and we chat. We just, honestly, it's just a bunch of group of cool people. So, join it. Join the homies. It's for the homies, and you the homie. So, come on. But anyways, thank you so much for watching another one of my videos. I appreciate you very much, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. And I will see you soon. Peace.